guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to whip up some easy Valentine's treats, and I'm going to show you exactly how I'm going to package all mine. If you want to know how to do all that, stick around. I'll show you how. Thanks for watching. I love you guys. Okay, for this first one, I'm just going to take some Valentine sprinkles and I'm going to pour one small layer in the bottom of each one of these little hearts. Now, I got this heart at Dollar Tree. It's a silicone mold, and I'm just going to fill them all, just one layer on the bottom. Then I'm going to go ahead and take 2 of the almond bark squares, and I'm just going to go ahead and put them in the microwave, and I'm going to melt them. Then I'm just going to go ahead and fill each one of these cavities up, and you don't have to go all the way to the top, just kind of fill them up as much as you want to. And then once you get them all filled up, then we're going to shake it down a little bit just to make sure that we get all the air bubbles out. And then we're going to put it in the we're going to put it in the freezer and freeze it. Next, after it sets, we're just going to go ahead and start pulling our mold apart, and then we're just going to start popping our hearts out. Now, I did some little ones, and then I also got another silicone mold. I got it over at Target, and I made some bigger ones as well. Okay, and those are the ones that I got at Target, and when I package these, I'm going to mix them up. I'm going to kind of do one big one, one little one, and keep alternating until I have my bag full. Now, I'm just using one of the little pretzel bags. It's just a silicone bag, and I'll give you a link for the ones I got, but it's just one of those that you put pretzels in. Then I'm just going to tie it off with a rubber band. I'm going to put a pink ribbon around the top part of it. I'm just going to tie a bow. And then I'm going to come back in with a super glue foam mounting strip, and I'm just going to attach some embellishments on this one. I just got these little hearts at Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to attach them right at the bottom. That one was really pretty quick and easy, and it really turned out cute. This next one, I'm just going to line my workstation with some parchment paper, and then I'm going to take a piping bag with just a small tip that just has a little hole in the bottom of it. I'm going to put it into a glass to hold it in place while I pour my almond bark into it. Now, I've already melted my almond bark. You don't need a lot for this because a little bit goes a long way. Then I'm going to take some pretzels and I'm going to lay them out on my workstation, and I am just going to pipe it like it's an envelope. So I'm just going to do the top like flap of the envelope, and then I'm going to put an M&M right down at the bottom, kind of like it's sealed with a kiss. And I'm going to do a bunch of these. And then just let these dry. Just put them aside and let them dry when you get as many done as you want. Okay, next I'm going to take the same pretzels and I'm going to put a Hershey's Kiss on the middle of it. And then I'm going to bake it in the oven for about 10 minutes at 250 degrees until it melts. Then I'm just going to put an M&M right down into the middle of it and kind of push it down. And then I'm going to put these into the freezer, and I'm going to freeze them until they set up. Okay, for both of the 2 batches of pretzels that I just made, I'm going to bag each one of them into a pretzel bag, and I'm just going to put about 9 pretzels in each bag. And then I'm just going to go ahead and just tie off the top part with just a rubber band. And then to decorate them, I'm taking these tags, and you can download these in the description below. I'm just going to tie a ribbon around the top, tie it into a bow. I'm going to attach my tag, and I'm also going to attach it with a wooden heart that I got over at, I think I got them at Hobby Lobby. Just so punch a hole in your tag, and then just go ahead and thread your ribbon through the back part, and then go ahead and grab one of the tags as well, the wooden tags, and put those together. Now, this is a quick and inexpensive little treat, but once you get all the ribbon and the little wooden pieces onto it, it really does make it look like a nice gift. Not only do these look amazing, they taste amazing. Let me know which one you like best in the comments. Okay, on this next one, we're going to take some pretzel rods, and we're going to take some more of the white almond bark, and we're going to melt up some almond bark. I'm going to melt about 4 cubes of it. And then I'm going to take my pretzel rods, and I'm just going to kind of roll them in here, and then I'm going to sprinkle them while they're still wet with some Valentine sprinkles. And you put however many on there you want to. And then just lay them on your cookie sheet. And I've covered my cookie sheet with parchment paper. Just keep going until you have as many as you want. But just go ahead and put a lot of sprinkles on them. And then after you get all of them done, go ahead and put them in the freezer and let them set up. Okay, then I'm just going to go ahead and bag these in the little pretzel bags, long pretzel bags. I think these are like 11 inches in length. And if you got any sprinkles in there, I'm just shaking mine out. And then I'm just going to put a rubber band around the bottom of it. And then next I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a ribbon and some tags. Now I've given you the download for these tags in the description below. They're 2.5-inch circle tags, and you can just download them and cut them out. And if you have a 2.5-inch punch, it makes it a little bit easier to cut them out. And then I'm just going to take a red ribbon, and I'm just going to tie it right around the bottom area of the pretzel. And then I'm going to attach my tag with some baker's twine. Just spending a little bit of time on your presentation really goes a long way. That was pretty easy, and look how good those turned out. For this one, I'm just going to cover a cookie sheet with some parchment paper, and I bought store-bought Rice Krispy Treats, and I'm just going to attach a stick to them. So I'm going to dip the stick into my almond bark and put it into my Rice Krispies treat, and that way when that dries, it'll stay on there. Okay, then I'm just going to take the almond bark and I'm just going to dip my Rice Krispies treat halfway into the white chocolate or the white almond bark, and then just kind of shake off any excess that you have on there. And then I'm just going to cover this with some sprinkles. Now, the smaller the sprinkles that you can get, the better off you are, because it looks a lot better. And just do all those until you get them done, and then you're going to put them in the freezer to let them set. And they set up in the freezer probably in about 10 minutes. You can start bagging them. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and start bagging them, and I'm just going to put them in a plastic bag, and I'll give you the link for these bags that I got online, and just go ahead and put a ribbon around the bottom of them. And then on these, we're going to do the same thing we did with the other ones. We're just going to go ahead and attach a ribbon to them, but we're going to run it through one of these little heart doilies. Just run it through like that. And then run it through the back part, and wrap it around, and then tie it off in the front. This really was a really cute way to wrap these. You know, it kind of really made it look a little bit bigger than it was. There you go. That's how good those turned out. That's super cute. You could make a basket full of all of these together if you wanted to. This next one's super simple too. We're just going to melt some white chocolate almond bark, and I'm just going to use these jumbo marshmallows. Then I'm going to take a stick, dip it in the chocolate like I did before, and put it into my marshmallow to make sure it stays in there. After I get them all sticked, I'm just going to go ahead and stick it into the white chocolate almond bark, and then I'm going to sprinkle it with sprinkles. Now, I changed my mind on this one because the sprinkles were a little bit big on this one, and so I did end up going back with some smaller sprinkles. So the smaller the sprinkles that you use on any of these, it really is a little bit better than the bigger sprinkles. And just keep going until you get them all dipped and sprinkled, and then we're gonna package them. And on these, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these in a bag and tie it off on the bottom with a rubber band, and then we're gonna attach a ribbon and a mini cupcake holder. So just cut the bottom off the mini cupcake holder because you want it to go through the plastic and everything. And then we're just going to slide it right up on that stick to make it kind of look like it's a flower. And then I'm just going to tie a ribbon around the bottom just to kind of tie it all together. There you have it. That was super simple, and it really looks good. Okay, for this one, we're just going to line a cookie sheet with aluminum foil. And then I'm going to take one sleeve of saltine crackers, and I'm going to line the bottom of it. Now, you can use any brand of saltines. Actually, the cheaper, the better. I think these were the Kroger brand because they are going to be covered with so much sugar, you're not even going to know which brand you got. So, but that's just one sleeve that I'm putting down for this. Just make sure that you get them lined up good enough to where they touch each other. And guys, this stuff tastes amazing. And I'm just going to break these off and put them in the bottom. Okay, next I'm going to take a saucepan. I'm going to put 2 sticks of butter, and I'm using salted butter on mine. And then I'm going to put 1 cup of packed brown sugar. Okay, then I'm going to put this on the stove under medium heat, and I'm going to cook this until it comes to a boil, and then I'm going to continue to cook it for 5 minutes after it comes to a boil. But you do want to spend some time stirring this because you don't want to walk away from it. Okay, and after it's come to a boil, then go ahead and take it over to your crackers and go ahead and saturate them. Now make sure that you get some on all of them and kind of use your spoon to stir it around, but you want to make sure that every bit of those crackers are covered. Okay, then you're going to bake this at 325 degrees for 8 minutes. Okay, while that's baking, we're going to cut up 3/4 of a 24-ounce bag of the white almond bark. And I'm just going to put this in the microwave for 1 minute intervals, and it takes 2 full minutes to melt that much. Next, I'm going to take some of the pink chocolate melts, and I got those at Michael's. I'm just going to melt those down a little bit too. Then you pour all the white chocolate over the crackers that came out of your oven. And you can do this right out of the oven while it's still hot. And just kind of smooth it out real good. Just make sure you get it completely covered. Then I'm just going to get the rest of it out of my bowl with a little spatula. Okay, then you're going to take the pink and you're just going to kind of take your fork and you're just going to kind of shake it all over all over the white chocolate. And go both ways. You're going to go one way and go the other way. And then we're going to drag it here in a minute to make it look more like marble. But right now, just try to get as much on there as you can. And then just kind of drag it with your fork both ways until it kind of looks like it's swirled up. Then put it in the freezer and let it chill. Okay, now we're going to just go ahead and break it up. I'm just going to take a knife and start breaking it up into pieces. And you want to break this up into a lot of different pieces so you can get a lot of different packaging for it. Then next, I'm just going to go ahead and take these little cups that I got at Michael's. And I'm just going to start filling them up. They're just little dessert cups. And you put however many you want to put in here or how little you want to put in here. It just depends. And then I'm just going to take a rubber band and tie it up around the top. Okay, then you can download these tags in the description below. They're 2.5 inches. You can punch them out with a punch. And then I'm just going to go ahead and attach them with some baker's twine. And then I'm going to put a red ribbon around the whole container. And you could just use the bags if you didn't want to use the cups, but they came out amazing. And I'm telling you, you want to make a batch for yourself because you will love how this stuff tastes. It's so good. Okay, next you're going to take a silicone mold, and I'll give you the link for it. It's the perfect size for some Oreos, and you're just going to take 6 blocks of white chocolate almond bark and melt it down for 2 minutes. Then you're just going to go ahead and put 1 layer into the bottom, and then we're going to put our Oreos on top. Now, you do not want to fill this completely up full. I know a lot of people do, but these end up getting to be so thick that it's really hard to bite them after they get so thick. So you just want to make sure that you just put a little bit of chocolate on the bottom and a little bit of chocolate on the top, just enough to cover the Oreo. Just going to kind of shake that down, and then we're going to put our Oreos in it. And just going to just drop them right on top. And then we're going to put another layer of the white chocolate over the top of that. Just enough to cover it. Don't fill the cavities. And then after we do that, we're gonna shake it down again. Then we're gonna put it in the freezer and let it set up. Okay, now that they're set up, we're just gonna go ahead and pop them out. We're gonna start decorating them. And I'm using that same the same pink melts that I got at Michael's on this project as well. Just going to melt this up, and then we're just going to kind of sprinkle it on here. Just kind of take your fork and kind of shake it on here. And we're going to go both ways, and then I'm going to come back in and I'm going to put a few little sprinkles on it. And then I'm just going to bag these in the same little bags I used a little bit ago. And then I'm just going to tie them off with a rubber band as well. And then we're going to put a ribbon on them. And then I'm also going to decorate them a little bit differently. And I'll show you how I'm going to do that here in just a second. And then those hearts that I got, those are felt hearts. I got those at Dollar Tree. And I'm going to attach those with some baker's twine. So just take you a piece of baker's twine and you're going to just cut off enough to go around to the back of this and come down the front and tie it off. And then I'm going to tie both of those. I'm going to keep both of those together and I'm going to attach my heart to one side of them. And then I'm going to flip it over and attach the same heart to the back side of them. Just kind of make sure you get them lined up good. All right, now it's pretty easy. And these turned out really cute. Okay, for this next one, I'm just going to take some rice Chex cereal and I'm going to put 5 cups in my bowl. And then I'm going to add 2 cups of pretzels and I'm going to break them up into pieces. And then I'm going to add a cup of cashew halves, and then I'm going to put some M&Ms in here. Now, I should have put more M&Ms than I did, so just if you want to put more, I think that's probably about a half a cup, but I think you should add more. Then you kind of get it all mixed up good together, and then we're going to go ahead and coat it with some white almond bark, and I'm just going to use 3/4 of a package, a 24-ounce package. And I'm just going to go ahead and melt it, and then I'm just going to go ahead and stir it in. Just kind of make sure that you do get it pretty evenly coated. And then we're going to put it on a parchment paper lined cookie sheet, spread it out really good. And then I'm going to add some sprinkles to it. And then we're going to put the whole thing in the freezer for about 10 minutes till it sets up. Okay, after it's set up, you're just going to take it and just kind of take your hands and just break it up into smaller pieces. Okay, then I'm just going to take these little ice cream cones that I got at Kroger, and I'm wrapping them with a doily that I got over at Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to stick it all the way down into the bottom of a cone-shaped bag. And then I'm going to add my snack mix to it, just to kind of fill it up to make it look like an ice cream cone. And then I'm just going to tie it off with a rubber band, and then we're going to decorate it here in a little bit. Just kind of get it as full as you want. I went pretty close to the top. Just enough to tie on my rubber band. Okay, then I'm just going to tie a bow around the top part, and I'm going to take one of these hearts, these jeweled hearts I got at Dollar Tree, and I'm going to put it right in the center of my other heart on the outside of the bag. And you can use these cones for all kinds of different gifting ideas with food. They really look cute. And this one batch made 12 of these. See how cute those are? Okay, if you only have one person to give to and you want to make a big statement, you can make a bouquet out of 5 of the pretzel sticks. And I'm just going to take my paper. I got this at Dollar Tree. Open it up. I'm going to fold over one side. I'm going to put a rubber band around the whole bunch just to hold them together. Just kind of put them up at the top, and then you're just going to fold your paper over from one side to the other. Then you're going to fold it up. And then just wrap it around. And then I'm just going to tie a ribbon around the whole bundle. And then I'm going to add a wooden heart to it. And then I'm going to add some little Valentine heart sticks. This turned out super cute. I was real happy with this one. If you like these kind of videos, be sure and give me a like. And if you want to see future videos, be sure and subscribe and ring that bell so that you can be notified when I have a new video upload. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it.